Hey Savvy people, it's Savvy Nick here, and today we'll be going through how to install the latest release of Elementary OS 5.1 Hera. We'll first download it, then I'll explain how to flash it onto a disk, we'll boot that disk, and finally run through how to install it on an empty storage space of your choice. I'm here on the elementaryos.io website, where we'll download Elementary OS from, and if you're new and stopping by to watch an install today, please take a moment to subscribe below and hit the notification bell for more installs. Getting Elementary OS to download is pretty simple. All you have to do is click here in order to put in a custom dollar amount. And since we're just giving this a try, we're not going to be donating anything today. Instead, I'm going to put 0 in here, and then we'll get the option to download Elementary OS over here. As you can see that the default architecture is for the 64-bit architecture, and we'll be downloading Elementary OS 5.1.3 Hera. So let's go ahead and hit the download button. And then we'll get a prompt in order to hit download again. After you hit the download button, we'll begin our download of Elementary OS. Let's go ahead and close out of this and wait for the download to finish. Alright, now that I downloaded the ISO, I'm going to launch and use the Balena Etcher app in order to flash the image onto a USB or CD of my choice. So I'm just going to hit the start menu and search for Balena. Balena Etcher is an easy-to-use application available for Windows, Mac, and Linux. I'll go ahead and put a link in the description below if you want to download the application. You can also use any other application that can create a bootable disk, such as UNetBootin or Rufus. So the first thing we're going to do is select an image, and that's the image that we just got done downloading. So you see here, we have the Elementary OS 5.1 stable ISO downloaded. I'm going to go ahead and select that and hit open. Following that, I already have a USB inside my computer, so it's already detected that USB, but you can go ahead and put in a USB, CD, or DVD into your computer, and Balena will automatically detect it. The one thing you want to make sure is you're selecting the proper device in which you want to flash Elementary OS onto, so make sure to go ahead and change the drive and select the proper one if you have multiple USB, CDs, or DVDs in your computer, because whatever the contents of that USB, CD, or DVD are currently, they will be overwritten and erased from the disk. So once you've picked the correct disk, you can go ahead and hit continue, and finally hit the flash button. You'll be asked for administrative privileges. Go ahead and give it to Balena Etcher, and after you flash the disk, you'll take it over to the computer or server where you want to install Elementary OS 5.1 on, and then insert it. Then you'll have to boot into your BIOS in order to exchange the settings around so that you select the newly created bootable disk to be the first to boot. This is usually done by finding the correct key in order to boot into your BIOS for your particular computer. It's usually one of the F keys like F2 or F10, and then finding a tab usually called boot order and exchanging the order around so that the bootable disk is first. After you have that set up, you will save and exit out of your BIOS, and you should see a screen similar to this if you did everything correctly. Alright, and if you went ahead and made it this far, please hit the like button, it really does help me out. And if you see this screen, you've successfully made it to the install portion. There is an automatic timeout in order to go ahead and just select this option. Since it's the only option, it really doesn't matter. And I will go ahead and press enter now and let things load up. And once things load up, you'll be welcomed by the install screen here where we can either try Elementary or install Elementary. Well, we're more interested in installing it today, so let's go ahead and hit that button. Following that, we get to select our keyboard layout. English US is fine for me. You can go ahead and also test your keyboard here in the text field. So whatever you put in should come out. So I put in QWERTY and that came out, so my keyboard's working well. You can also automatically detect a keyboard layout if you want to and don't want to go through the list by clicking this button. Following that, we're going to go ahead and hit continue. And now we're given some options of whether or not we want to install updates while installing Elementary. I'll go ahead and do this since it does save time after the installation, and or installing third-party software for graphics and Wi-Fi hardware and additional media formats. This might be necessary depending on the type of hardware that you have. If you have some NVIDIA graphics cards or unusual Wi-Fi adapters, it might be best to go ahead and check that option as well. After that, you can go ahead and hit continue. And here we're asked about what installation type we want to use. So we have a fresh disk with nothing on it, so the default option is the best one here for me. Erase disk and install Elementary. It does give you a warning because everything on that disk where we're going to be writing to is going to be completely erased in order to replace it with Elementary OS. So again, make sure whatever storage device that you have in your computer that it is completely empty before moving on, and that you're okay deleting any and all items on it. Two more options here. You can also encrypt the disk, which allows you to put in an extra password in order to get into your computer. So you'll also be asked for a user password as well as the disk password here if you choose the encryption option. The other option here available is to set up this new install with logical volume management. This is good to go ahead and check if you plan on installing on a virtual machine, or you'll need to make storage space changes in the future. This will allow you to make those changes a lot easier, and it allows you to manage your storage among multiple different storage devices a lot easier as well. With that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and select the default option, erase the disk, and install Elementary, and I'm then going to hit install now. You're being warned one last time that you're about to write changes to the disk, and anything and everything will be erased from it now. Well, I'm okay with that. I have a fresh SSD where I'm installing this onto, so I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. Now we're asked for the time zone that we're in, so go ahead and select your time zone. Today I'll be in Toronto, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. Here we're asked for a username, so go ahead and put your name in, as well as a username, and your computer's name. So the computer name will just allow other devices on your network to see this computer, and it will be called SavvyNick as you see here. My username is going to be SavvyNick. You can put whatever you want in, and then go ahead and put a password in and confirm that password. You can also select to log in automatically. I don't usually do that because if you do select the option, someone can simply just restart your computer in order to log in. So I go ahead and select the require my password to log in, and now I'll hit continue. And now we've begun installing Elementary OS. Elementary OS is a Ubuntu-based stable release branch that uses its own custom desktop environment called Pantheon as its default desktop environment, making it geared towards macOS and Windows users. As you will see after the install, this is very macOS user-friendly. Alright, now the installation is complete, we're prompted to go ahead and restart our computer now. And while restarting, you'll want to make sure you go ahead and remove any installation media that you may have so you don't boot back into the live image or installer of the system. Otherwise, you'll have to reboot once again and remove the installation media in order to get to your newly installed system. So let's go ahead and hit restart now. This is a nice feature. It's allowing you to go ahead and remove your installation media at this point and then go ahead and press enter. I like when operating systems do this. Let's go ahead and press enter because I've removed mine. Give it a few moments to go ahead and boot back up. Alright, now I'm being welcomed by the user login screen. So let's go ahead and put our password in that we created for our new user. Alright, and if you see this screen, you've officially installed Elementary OS 5.1 successfully. Congratulations and welcome to your newly installed Elementary OS 5.1 system. We'll be welcomed by the greeter here. It says we can go ahead and continue in order to set up some useful features, so let's go ahead and do that. Location services, I'm going to go ahead and turn that off, and then I'm going to hit next. As far as night light goes, I'm not going to use that either, so I'm going to keep it off. If you want to enable housekeeping, this will allow for the deletion of files after 30 days, and that can include either temporary files and or trashed files. Go and hit next. Here we can go ahead and launch their application center, which we won't do right now to get some more applications. And finally, we can go ahead and get started unless you need to go into the system settings. Let's take a quick look around the desktop at this point. In the top left-hand corner, we have applications. This allows you to go ahead and search for various different applications available on Elementary OS. You also see a list of these applications here available to us as well. And if you hit this button here, you'll get a different style of the view. So now we have subcategories instead of displaying all the applications like we do here. In the middle, we have the current date and time, as well as a calendar. And this is also where we can go ahead and change the date and time settings if they were set incorrectly. Following that, on the right-hand side, we have a few icons. First, we have the volume settings, which allows us to go ahead and just turn up and down the volume or access our sound settings from here, as well as see the current music that we're playing. Next to that, we have our current wireless or wired connection and an easy access to the network settings. To the right of that, we have the notification center where we can get notification information as well as change up our notification settings. And on the far right-hand corner, we have the current user that's logged in and access to their settings as well as logging out, shutting down, or restarting the computer. On the bottom, if you're familiar with macOS, you'll see that we have a dock available to us with a couple shortcuts to a few applications. The multitasking view allows us to see multiple workspaces that we might be working with, as well as to be able to add more. If we click back on the desktop, we can use Epiphany as the default web browser. We have their mail client, as well as a calendar, music, videos, photos, system settings, and the App Center, which allows us to install third-party apps into our Elementary OS System. One last thing I'm going to check out is in the terminal. I just want to see htop so we can view how our system resources are currently being used. As you can see, memory is about 824 megabytes out of a 7.76 gigs available. We have 102 tasks and 217 threads running, and our CPU usage is going between 0.7% and up to 6% while running some applications in the background. Alright, well that's it, and I hope you enjoyed this installation tutorial of Elementary OS 5.1, and if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please post them in the comment section below. Also, make sure to subscribe for future videos, and make sure to like the video. Thanks for watching.